Welcome back to the channel. Well, this is my choice for next year's track days on 4 wheels. After considering a short list of cars to be my weekend toy / track day car, which included the Subaru WRX, Honda S2000, Toyota 86 and Porsche Boxster, I decided to go with the Mazda Miata, because Miata is always the answer. I will say the Honda S2000 was almost a toss-up, having owned a 2003 model for a few years, but today's used car prices for decent examples are rather prohibitive. The Porsche was ruled out due to its high purchase price and maintenance cost, and while the WRX and 86 are better as all-around drivers, the car I wanted was a dedicated second car with the sole purpose of providing the most miles per miles. And boy, does the Miata deliver. A little disclaimer here, I am talking about a slightly modified Miata, as from the factory even the Miata has plenty of areas for improvement. The good news, it does not cost an arm and a leg to fix what I deemed in need of changing, but more on that in a minute. So let's take a look what we are looking at spec-wise. And by the way, in an industry where cars seem to get bigger and heavier each year, Mazda decided in 2016 to return to its roots and gave the whole industry a big middle finger, making their next generation car smaller and lighter. Tipping the scales at just 2,341 pounds with a perfect 50-50 weight ratio. Power comes from an inline 4-cylinder with 181 horsepower and 151 pounds of torque, while happily pulling to its red line of 7,500 RPM while still achieving 30 plus miles to the gallons all day long. The manual soft top is a breeze to operate and opens or closes in a matter of seconds. In my Grand Touring spec, I did lose the front, side and back aero of the club spec, but gained a few creature comforts like blind spot monitoring, adaptive headlights and leather seats. While the infotainment system is rather outdated, wireless Apple CarPlay comes standard as a saving grace. Speaking of the interior, it is one of the best in my book concerning a driver-centric cockpit, rivaling even Porsche in my book. The overall feel is very analog, with the big physical tag dead center and the speedometer to the right, with just a digital screen to the left, with basic trip data, temps and a fuel gauge. There are only physical buttons and dials and none of this touch sensitive and touchscreen nonsense. Thank you, Mazda. The shifter rivals that of my S2000, which was considered one of the best in the industry to this day. A limited slip differential, Bilstein shocks and springs come from the factory along with kinetic posture control, mimicking Porsche's torque vectoring, which is designed to increase traction. With all that said, even Mazda has to make some money, so not everything that comes from the factory is top notch. So here's my list of changes that I already have made or will be making soon. As good as the shifter is, the shift knob itself was not up to par for me, and I replaced it with a weighted and shorter version from Voodoo. Not only does it look better, but improve the feeling of the throws and shifter itself tenfold. Next on my list was a quick aesthetic change for the antenna in the back. Not much to say here, just personal preference. For some reason Mazda thought they needed to jump on the pumped-in sound train, having installed a physical system that pumped intake noise straight into the cabin. I deleted it for that extra bit of weight savings, and who needs pumped-in noises anyway with a great exhaust? Speaking of exhaust, the stock exhaust is too quiet for me, so I decided that I will be installing a Goodwin Roadster Sport Race catback, which is specifically designed to work with an otherwise stock system. Along the way, it will also save me 8 pounds. One of the bigger complaints about this generation Miata is that Mazda intentionally tuned its suspension too soft to imitate the feel of the originally NA. I will be installing improved front and rear sway bars from Goodwind Racing to help reduce the soft setup. Last but not least, Mazda has been rather conservative with the tune of the 2-liter Skyactiv engine, and I'm planning to utilize a tune from Fab 9, which should further enhance drivability and add a few ponies while at it. Well, this is it for a short intro and outlook for my newest member of my garage. Stay tuned for more Miata content, as I am just getting started with this amazing little machine. Until next time, bye.